Hi guys, welcome to Monday. Hope you're all doing really well. Remember 2 weeks ago when Captain Tim Koop of the Churchill Rescue Squad made his minute-long statement telling viewers that the rescue squad is surrendering the current Summerwells Reward Fund balance to the court? That move included a request to freeze donations into the fund, meaning no one could contribute additional monies to the fund and no one could withdraw any of it until the court decides what to do with the fund. Well, it appears that prior to Tim Koop's statement, the Churchill Rescue Squad received an email from a woman named Fiona O'Connor, who shared her concerns about how some of the monies in the reward fund were raised and handled. O'Connor named Kiana Carlock, aka Q Carlock, as the person who ran the somewhat shady marathon to raise cash for Summer's reward fund. Note that Fiona O'Connor and Kiana Carlock are suspected not to be residents of Tennessee. In fact, I believe at least one of these women lives in the UK. Let me give you a brief history of the reward fund. Summer's reward fund was started on June 28th of 2021 when someone opened a donation account at the Civis Bank. That was the same day that Candace Bly first spoke publicly after Summer's disappearance. The initial monies in the fund were a meager $250. At some point, one donor came forward with a check for $25,000. Then another donor gave a check for $10,000. And then another young man donated $2,000. In December of 2021, the reward fund was approaching a staggering $74,000. Much of the monies in the reward fund beyond those 3 initial donations came from a marathon that this Q Carlock person ran. This is the marathon that many YouTubers have questioned and criticized due to Q Carlock's allegedly shady handling of the money, lack of receipts, lack of clear records, and a lack of full accounting of the donations. Carlock deposited a total of $32,193.34. Many believe Carlock and others behind the marathon may have pocketed some of the donations made. They believe the marathon raised much more than the $32,000, allegedly. Tiffany Marie and Jody Sue Brown have both been very vocal about their concerns regarding the handling of the donations. According to Hawkins County Chancery Court documents that News Channel 11 obtained, multiple defendants have been named in a petition for a declaratory judgment that would determine the fate of the fund. The rescue squad is also seeking the court to act as an interpleader. The idea of an interpleader is that you bring all parties connected to the reward money to the courtroom to resolve the issues and to determine that the plaintiff is acting appropriately in what it does with the money. The plaintiff in this case is the Churchill Rescue Squad, so anyone connected to the marathon who's listed as a defendant in the petition for a declaratory judgment must come to the courtroom in one way or another and participate in resolving the problems that Fiona O'Connor raised to the Churchill Rescue Squad in her email. One of the defendants listed is Q Carlock, so it sounds like Q Carlock is finally going to have a reckoning with the court, as will other named defendants. Note that in response to the court filing, Q Carlock made a statement denying Fiona O'Connor's claims. Here's what Carlock said. There should be absolutely no dispute about the funds that I deposited into Civis Bank on behalf of the Summer Wells Army. Those are legit, honest donations from verifiable people, and they should not be held for anything other than to be given to the person who can lead to the recovery or rescue of Summer Wells. End quote. As of the document's filing, Churchill Rescue Squad stated the funds it held in the reward fund totaled $40,305.47. These funds were being held at the Civis Bank. Note that at some point the $25,000 check, the $10,000 check, and the $2,000 check were returned to their donors. That is why the reward fund is now down to $40,305.47. By getting the court involved, the Churchill Rescue Squad is trying to avoid getting entangled in further lawsuits involving the reward fund and to keep itself free of harassment by the public. Note that since the reward fund was first announced, the Churchill Rescue Squad stated that if the reward funds did not lead to Summer's recovery within the fund's expiration date, it was planning to donate the funds to the Child Advocacy Center of the 3rd Judicial District. Could this be the big stuff that Jody Sue Brown has been saying is about to go down? She's clearly been gunning for the shady marathon people to go down with the ship. And on this one issue, I have to say that I agree with Brown. Anyone who raises money for a missing child's reward fund and then, allegedly, pockets some of the money should be on the receiving end of trouble from the law and a bunch of bad karma. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories. Now do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment.